In this video, we will discuss instantaneous center of rotation of a rigid body having a planar motion. A planar motion can be of translational type, which can be rectilinear translation where body moves along a straight path, or a curvilinear translation where body moves along a curved path. But in both the cases, you can see that the body keeps the same direction during the motion. Now other type of motion is rotational motion, where a body rotates about some point which is located either inside the body or it may be outside the body, like this. Here this rigid body is rotating about this point. Now here in this particular case, this rigid body is rotating about this point. When this point of rotation is within the rigid body, then velocity and acceleration of this particle will be always zero. Now this is a general plane motion. Body moves in this manner. In this type of motion, direction of this rigid body during the motion is also changing. It is not only moving from one point to other, its direction is also changing. Initially it is in this direction, now it is in this direction. Now another example of this general plane motion is rolling of a circular disc without slipping. Here you can see one circular disc is rolling. Now in this motion, the center point or this disc is moving from one point to another. At the same time, this disc is also revolving with about some point. Now this general plane motion can be equated to combination of two motions, that is first linear motion or translational motion plus the rotational motion. So same general motion can be obtained by combining translation motion and then rotational motion, or vice versa. You can take rotational motion first and then translational motion. In this way you can get any general plane motion. Now consider a rigid body in general plane motion. In this case, a point may have a linear motion with linear velocity VA along this direction and an angular motion with angular velocity omega. Now in such case, you can find a point about which this entire rigid body is rotating with same angular velocity omega. Now remember this particular point will always be in a direction perpendicular to the direction of this particle. If this is the direction of velocity of particle, then this point must be perpendicular to VA. This is must. Then only you will get this relation VA is equal to R omega. From this you can calculate angular velocity of this particular rigid body. Now how can you locate this point? Because this point will be perpendicular to VA, but where, at which position, at what distance? This distance is not known. For determining this point, what we have to do, now there is a point A and its velocity in magnitude and direction both known. Now for this rigid body, I know velocity of this particle A, which is moving along this direction with some magnitude VA. Now suppose this is another point B. Now its magnitude I don't know, but direction of motion I know, this VB. Now value of VB, magnitude is not known, but direction is known. In this particular case, when velocity of one point is known in both direction and magnitude, and velocity of other point is known only in direction, then we can determine where this instantaneous center is. Now this instantaneous center can be obtained by drawing a perpendicular from this direction of VA, and similarly you can draw another perpendicular from VB in this way. Now intersection of these two lines will be instantaneous center. Now this is your instantaneous center. Now this instantaneous center is for this particular instant it is positioned here, but at next instant its position may change or may remain same, but it may change also. So this is the way you can determine instantaneous center of this entire rigid body. Now once you get this instantaneous center of rigid body, you can determine. Now this we know that VA is known, velocity of this point A is known in magnitude and direction, and magnitude and in direction both. So from that, using this relation you can obtain angular velocity of this rigid body. So omega will be VA divided by R, where R is the distance of this point from instantaneous center. Now once you get this omega, now you can determine velocity of any point inside this rigid body. Now suppose you want to determine velocity of any point C on this rigid body. So if I want to determine magnitude of this point C, which is located on this rigid body, then what I have to do is just join these two points. I have joined these 2 points. Now draw a line which is perpendicular to this line. That will be the velocity of C. Now but in which direction? Perpendicular either in this direction or this direction. You have to take this direction because this rigid body is rotating with angular velocity omega in anti-clockwise direction. If you take this center, so you can see that this VB is anti-clockwise with respect to this point, or VA, it is anti-clockwise with respect to this point, and therefore VC will also be anti-clockwise in this direction. Here this will be VC. Now this magnitude of VC is obtained by multiplying R dash, that is this distance of instantaneous center to center of or to point C. So this is R dash. So just multiply omega with R dash and you will get velocity of point C. So once you get angular velocity of a rigid body, you can determine velocity in magnitude and direction both of any point inside the rigid body. Here you can take one example. Here you can see these two sliders are connected by a rigid link AB. Now I want to determine angular velocity of this link AB. Now you can see that velocity of this slider is along this direction. This is VA because it is sliding along this vertical direction, and B is sliding along this direction, VB. So direction of this slider and this slider are known, but this point you can see this A is common point which is in this slider and in this link both. Therefore this point, velocity of this point will be along this direction, and similarly velocity of point B which is on this slider and at the same time it is on this link. So this also be known which is along this direction. So once you get direction of these two velocities, you can obtain instantaneous centers by drawing perpendicular lines from this direction, perpendicular to this direction and perpendicular to this direction. Now intersection of these two will be instantaneous center of this link AB. So this instantaneous center of link AB can be obtained. So you have obtained this instantaneous center. Now angular velocity of this link can be obtained if you know either magnitude of VA or magnitude of VB. How can you obtain? Using this relation where angular velocity of this link is given by VA divided by AC. If you are having value of VA with you, then just what you have to do is VA and divided by this distance. Or if you are having velocity VB in magnitude, then what you have to do, VB divided by BC. So once you do this, you will get angular velocity of AB. Now once you get angular velocity of AB, if you want to get velocity of any point inside this link, that is if any point here or any point here, what you have to do, just join this point with C and multiply this distance C to this point, that multiply with omega, and you will get velocity of that particular point. In this way you can determine velocity of any point inside a rigid link by determining angular velocity of that particular link. Thank you for watching this video.